Welcome to another episode of the Raw Paleo Lifestyle Podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Zuckerman. Today's topic is going to be why Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, is both smart and a fucking idiot. In particular, I'm going to be judging him not on his early life, not on his academic achievements, not on the quality of his writing, but rather on his actions as a domestic terrorist, in his efforts to subvert technology, and on the main ideas behind his book, Technological Slavery. So to understand his actions as a domestic terrorist fighting against technology, it's enough to understand the main thesis in his book, Technological Slavery. And these are four in number. First, he says, the unfolding human and environmental crises are the direct inevitable result of technology itself. In other words, things suck because of technology. Yes, agreed. You're on the right path, Ted. Good. 2. Many of the stresses endured in contemporary life are not normal to the human condition, but unique to technological conditions. Yes, agreed. He's saying, again, basically the same thing. Our lives suck because of technology, not because being human sucks, a priori. Going on, number 3, wilderness and human life close to nature are realistic and supreme ideals. I'll agree that they are supreme ideals. If I didn't agree with that, I wouldn't be hosting this podcast. Whether they are realistic, that's more debatable. It might be a debate about degree, it might be a debate about when, but let's assume that this is reasonable. You can find some corner in Alaska where it's pretty wild and life is pretty close to nature. On the other hand, we know that our pollution has reached such levels that you can find a polar bear, and if you look at its organs, they will be polluted. So you can't really escape what we've done, but you can get more natural than living, say, in the city, that's for sure. So I'm going to grant this to Ted. Now, number 4, a revolution to eliminate modern technology and attain these ideals is necessary and far more achievable than would first appear. So this is where I think the Unabomber Ted is a retard. And he's a retard for several reasons. First, he doesn't understand human nature. He even admits so himself. And if he did, he wouldn't be rotting in a jail cell. Although honestly, I don't know, maybe life is good in a jail cell, I wouldn't know. I'm just going to assume that that's not what he had in mind because he wanted to live in nature. But now, he's pretty far off from that. In fact, he probably will never get to see nature again, which is sad, but the stupid do get punished. So to elaborate on this, he says a revolution to eliminate modern technology is necessary. This is where I disagree. I think this is more arguable than the other part of this statement, which I'll get to later. But I don't think it is necessary for the basic reason that technology is unsustainable, progresses, it makes people's lives more and more shitty, it destroys the environment more and more, and since it's unsustainable, by definition, that means it will collapse at some point. So why is it necessary to eliminate modern technology if it's going to collapse? Going on, he says it is achievable to do so. And that's where I think he is at his peak most of retardation. Probably thinking that it's achievable is why he decided to start his domestic terrorism campaign, which is absolutely ineffective. What was he hoping to do by killing like random bureaucrats or injuring them by sending them bombs? What will happen if you start killing random people? Guess what? The government and all these people get more united. They now have a we versus they mentality that makes them unite, double down on what they're doing, and then hunt him down, which is what they did, and then catch him. Killing like 30 random bureaucrats is not going to collapse a system of technology. I don't even understand what he was thinking he would achieve. Like, would he motivate random people to join him? I don't think he understands human nature. People aren't going to abandon the convenience of their lives that technology offers them. Just look at people and their phone. They're not even able to function socially anymore. I think Ted's problem is that he thinks that other people are like him, And the reality is that he's part of a very special subgroup of people. High IQ, probably empath, that does math. That's an extreme rarity of humanity. Most people are very different from that, is all I'm going to say. And of course, that is why he failed, because he doesn't seem to get these basic facts. It's like such a level of naivety. It's like me going to someone and telling them that eating cooked food is harmful to them. Good freaking luck convincing anyone. The more you try to convince them, the less likely they are going to do it. Like, that is the type of character that most people have. They're not going to assess facts, evidence, stuff like that. They operate in a different sort of psychology, which is what Ted didn't seem to get. Now, he thinks it's more achievable than would first appear, which is hilarious to me. Technology is like brute force. You don't go against it with other brute force. The reason technology is around is because it wins. It wins by killing or converting anything in its path. That's how it works. It's unsustainable. It's like an extremely powerful fire. Using force against a technological society is like feeding the fire. That's how technology gets developed. Just take a look at the results of World War II and the nuclear bomb, or nuclear reactors. Similarly, if you were to try the use of force against technological society, you're only going to motivate that society to develop more technology, to hunt you down, kill you more efficiently, track your every move, reduce everyone's freedoms, and so on and so forth. The real key is simply to realize the nature of technology as something that is unsustainable. What that means is that you just need to survive through it. Don't take up stupid battles that will only make things worse and that you have no hope of winning. Take battles that you can't lose. Battles such as feeding yourself healthy food, living a healthy and natural lifestyle, which will allow you to be healthy, happy, and strong, successful, so that instead of becoming a victim, you can survive and procreate and wait out the storm.